I was a whistleblower of San State University. The university is a CSU, and that means that any scandal would be covered by half federal and half state level. As you can imagine, how the FBI tried to protect the name of the university by working dirty tricks like COINTELPRO against the target. In this film, I will tell you what will happen when you are transported to a mental hospital by extra-legal force. The MK Ultra operation may change its name, yet the CIA covert operation against innocent individuals. If you are interested to know how I was transported from SJSU to mental hospital in the Silicon Valley, please watch the film about SJSU assassination plot. It is a voice recording of the incident. You can hear how Dr. English Luick, the chair of anthropology department, selected me to be handcuffed by Sergeant John Rhodes and another UPD officer in Answer department. If you would like to know what Sergeant John Rhodes doing on campus, please check the article about what happened to the dance instructor, Ms. Heather Cooper, recently. Sergeant John
Lecturer and dance instructor Heather Cooper filed a formal grievance on April 16th against Sergeant John Laws, who she claims used excessive force against her and injured her back in the process.
The following is my testimony of what happened in Santa Clara Valley Medical Center Psychiatric Services. They knew I was sent there not for any mental. It was about 6:10 p.m. when the SJSU UPD officer, probably his first name is Mike, and drove his SJSU police car to the Santa Clara Valley Medical Center. During the trip, his voice was a bit casual, and he told me that he studied judo in Tokai University in Japan and got bronze medal from the judo championship. He might be doing just his daily routine. At the reception of Psychiatric Service Unit, he filled out the form and later he took. The next step was to submit everything to an African American security officer. He asked me to take my bandana off, which I refused as it was a type of bow I made for my religion, which was gnosis. He took my 10 beads rosary away by telling me that it could harmful for myself. Eventually, he took my rosary without no hesitation. Then he asked me to take off the necklace of Our Lady of Guadalupe, which I refused also, and he decided that the chain was too tiny enough to do no harm. I had to submit almost everything I had, my backpack with the textbooks, and the homework for Dr. Meniketi's class, my notes for the class, my wallet, my voice recorder. Then they asked me to wait at the lobby. I think the TV was on, but besides a couple magazines, there was nothing to do at all. I had to wait an hour to see the psychiatrist. During that time, I asked the nurses to borrow a pencil to work on preparation for the quiz on Dr. Grover's Linguistics 101 class on Wednesday. While I was waiting there were some young people around talking about my transportation to a mental hospital would reduce my credibility to bring the lawsuit against the university scandal. At that point, I was optimistic about the issue, since I had no idea why the police officer or Dr. English Louis claimed me suicidal or dangerous to others, with hope having the conversation on my voice recorder. It was about 7 o'clock. I met a female psychiatrist. I explained to her I had no idea why I had to be transported to there, and I complained about my need to prepare for the coming quiz on Wednesday. That was on Monday, and I felt I only have one more day left for the preparation. At that point, the psychiatrist told me about the marriage of Dr. Elizabeth Wise and Dr. Roberto Gonzalez. She also told me that I should not expose the issue to others. Actually, I was stunned because I had no idea what the issue related with the claim of me as suicidal or dangerous to others. Anyway, she pushed the procedure and told me that they have to keep me there anyway. Then she gave me the option that if I would like to get a packet about the psychiatric information or not, which I received the information. So half of them, and this is the actual paper that I signed with the psychiatrist there. I contacted Santa Clara Valley Medical Center to get further information about this incident. Yet I only received a mail about they were working on the issue. No exact explanation was given from them yet. If you are interested, please contact with them with my patient number, PT number 541990487 and MR 1207. Then she asked me if I have someone to contact with. I gave her a phone number of my old friend from the undercollege, Hilda Brones, who was attending SJSU and majoring in psychology undergraduate. Because of the continued bullying by Salarine and other anthropology major students, I was isolated from other students at that time and I only had few choices to. Then I was asked to stay in the lobby while I had the African American security checking my credit record and bank account from the computer set at the where I had to submit other stuffs. At that point, I figured out that those people were investigating me with the conspiracy of German spies that was the Linguistics 101 classmates made up last Wednesday. Then I saw many young people surrounded me at the lobby. I had to wait another an hour or so there while I was offered to take sandwiches and juice from the small fridge. Then the nurse asked me to take urination for the examination. I had no idea why this urine exam had something to do with the mental problem conspiracy or German spy conspiracy. Then they were talking about the search of my room while I was held in Santa Clara Valley Medical Center Psychiatric Services. Now I am in Switzerland with another German. It was about 11 o'clock when they again asked me to have a urine exam. After that, they offered me to sleep in the ward on the back. There were about 8 beds in the room. I found out that other beds were somewhat occupied by the young people I saw at the lobby. In retrospect, I think they are. Next morning, I was transported to El Camino Hospital, as Sergeant John Rose and other police officers were talking about, at the anthropology department. The ambulance came in around 7 a.m. and I was strapped on the carrier. It was the second humiliation I experienced during transportations. From SJSU to Santa Clara Valley Medical Center, I was handcuffed. Then from Santa Clara Valley Medical Center to El Camino Hospital, they put me on the carrier with straps. I think that is a technique that gang stalkers use for humiliating their target. That happens when you mess around with FBI information. What happened in El Camino Hospital? Please watch part 2. The CIA involved.